ain't submit this shit, my middle finger for your rules. Loyal if you cross me on some player shit, it's cool. I only a trip body. Soon as I go up, you gon' get left, don't be a bitch body. Try to keep my composure, I'm 100, but ain't shit solid around me. I've been trying to, 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 maybe I've been trying to, maybe I've been trying to, I've been trying to, I've been trying to, I've been trying. Ain't get no closure, I'm so mad at you about yesterday. I told the guy that's to take my stress away, don't watch it escalate, he testing me, I can feel it burning every time somebody mess with me, I'm finna stretch that fire out. You get too close to me, might feel the shit I cried about, been rolling in the deep end. I opened up and get cut, that explain why I'm on defense. Pool with emotions and it tried to get close and got seasick. Told her that fucking with me, she might drown, the words ain't me, shit, no look at her. I hate feeling like I ain't good enough, I'm genuine.
Check. Yeah. 1, 2. Welcome back to the King Status Podcast. Here again, once again, at the Prolific Design Studios. With me, Mr. Warner King, along with
EdBuck LC, a.k.a. Playboy Bucky. You know what's going on.
Jay Duce, what's going on?
What's going on? If I do say so myself. Welcome back to the King Status Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We thank y'all for tuning in as much as y'all do. And just sticking with us for those who've been loyal to us and those who coming in. If this is your first time watching, thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow all of us on all our social media platforms, which is in the description below. How y'all fellas feeling?
What up, though?
Good, I'm good. How y'all? How's it been? Feel like it's been a couple days.
It does, but
back to it though.
Yeah. One of the things about this week that, man, I got such in a super creative bag, man. Super. That's why I haven't really been texting nothing, because I got so locked in. It was just some things just came back to me.
Okay.
And opened me up creatively again. So I'm like, let me put these ideas to use, and they still fit with everything. Like, they're aligning with everything that I want to do and pursuing, as well as for the podcast. Like, ideas with the podcast, some extensions that may be coming soon. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna talk amongst the team, but some extensions coming soon. Some more, just a little more excitement. But I've been in my creative bag though.
My boy is re-inspired.
Oh, absolutely, absolution. I'm like, I definitely did, and I can't even tell you where it came from. It was just like, sometimes it's just boom.
Yeah.
I may see something I can't even recall everything that I really saw. So just some different conversations I've been having, even with strangers. Sometimes it just ignites something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's up. I think I'm always in, like, my creativity from the start just can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
As you see, I keep buying shit. So
I was going to ask was they knew, but I was like, I had to like take it in for a second. Like, maybe it's not, maybe it's just one little, but I'm like, nah, I feel like that's new.
No,
New shares, everything.
Yeah. I was going to ask, but I was
new sets come. Hey, hit us up if y'all trying to start. Let me know if you want to start a pod, an interview, morning show, whatever you need.
Contact Prolific Design Studios if y'all want to come.
Nah, but for me, I just really been like just tapping in, like just getting back to the real world. Like, for me, Mr. Hand broken forever, so just tapping back in with life for real. Just back to working hard, just getting integrated back into the real world again. Just picking up kind of where I left off. I feel like like being out for so long, it kind of like it juiced me up to like want to just get back to a lot of stuff, like just try to get back to me, just get back to the contributing, what I'm saying, like get back to this king status life, man.
Back. And the creativity, has always been a part of me. So every time I feel like I'm in a creative funk, man, sometimes that thing feels depressing.
Absolutely,
man, because I'm like, I said, I'm never not in that creative space where I can't work on something. But it's only, but I think it's only because I'm probably not used to the consistency of things. Mm-hmm. So in this time, and I thank y'all too for that,
Welcome.
I've been more in that consistent creative bag, like where consistency. So I'm not used to, yo, this one project is almost done, so you can start working or putting your mind somewhere else because this is like it's finishing itself right now. And the podcast was one of the things that's already was going, so with already continuing. So I'm like, man, things are still moving, and the consistency of two things I was working on. So it gave me the space to, let me just open up and squeeze these new ideas into it too. Not part of the, like, one of the ideas is just like a whole new one, but still on that same path.
Yeah.
And this one, like the other ideas too, were like similar to the podcast space, but not necessarily podcasting, but similar.
I was gonna say like,
How handsome I am?
I mean that's regular. nah, but I was gonna say like, how you feel about like how you were saying like because like I guess like, hey yo,
My bad. I didn't think you was gonna look at me.
nah, but like I'm asking like maybe like how you feel about like when your brain ain't like really like consistent, like you think like do you take like time to appreciate that even because I know like you say like sometimes it is depressing because you're so used to your mind like just always going, you thinking about so much or whatever. Like do you kind of appreciate when it do kind of shut off for the time, or because you're so used to being ambitious and so like
I will only say now simply because of the consistency of everything else is moving. So it's not that, I'm just, this one idea is like halfway thought out.
right.
And then I just go start on another one because that used to be my main problem. So that's why it was hard to be consistent with it. But now it's like I said, one of the ideas were the podcast moving. So it was like, what else can I do in the meantime? Because now this is working itself. Right. It's just, let's go. We have the routine since we started, like pretty much like same routine. So that's why it's like that. This is it's not easy, but it's easy,
Right?
Because it's not like I love doing it. So to me, I'm like the hard stuff is still, hey, I'd rather be doing it than not doing it,
Right.
So now I probably I try to take time to appreciate that. Just sit back.
Shut your ass up.
Just sit back and just really enjoy what you have going on, and
Right.
and be appreciative that you actually do have things going on.
Let me shoot you. That mic blooper was not his fault, guys. I gotta go buy some sand. But yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, in my way, in that creative bag, I kind of like have just embraced it all. Like, my brain don't stop,
Right.
and that's part of like that's a good and bad thing, cause like I'm up at 4:00 in the morning on Amazon, like I could find one more thing before I go to bed.
Yeah, right.
Page 342. I'm like, nigga, go to sleep, nigga. Like you gotta stop. But it's also good because like I can keep pivoting and upgrading and making things better, and for me that comes with the studio. That's why like. Even now, I'm about to go through a price increase for something because, like, I've increased.
Right.
Like, it's not what you got when you first walked in here. We have just elevated the whole feel in here. Like, I feel like I kind of switched. My focus switches so much because of that creative bag I be in.
Right.
Like, I be like, all right, next set I got to do over there. So I started that, and now that it's just a pit of despair. Like, I got to get to that. But then it was like, all right, refocus. Don't get down on yourself because you didn't finish that. Work back on where you started at. Finish this completely, which I feel like I finally am like 85%. It's just getting behind you to where I like it at, but then I'm much better than where I started at. Like every little thing I've learned as I've grown, even about lighting. Like we just spoke about like new lights in here, but even me like, well, let me try a softbox on my old lights to see if that helps and improve my focus. Cause I kind of I like right now where we kind of have like studio's dark, but we lit. So like it's just, I mean, creativity is a gift from God that some people don't have, some people take for granted. So every time I'm in the bag, I just embrace it.
Right.
And that's why like I'm similar to the same thing, and that's what I was alluding to with because I didn't if I don't finish something, I'm not used to finishing completely a project and without getting started on the next one. So that's why I said now it was different because I'm like, yo, you did 100% of the creativity that you had that you were trying to use, and you used it, and you finish it, and things are finishing up, and things are started. Like I said, the podcast too. So it's like, so that's what made me feel guilty, like, or like just feel like, yo, I'm in a creative funk because I worked on everything I wanted to work on.
Right.
And it's actually like the process is getting done, but it was just like boom, again, it's like that one, like another idea came where it's like, okay, that can extend to both paths. So it's still not like, oh, I'm stepping off the, like saying, yo, fellas, let's start a plumbing business real quick. Let's,
Right.
it's not one of those things. Even though even if it's beneficial, it's still like those ideas I'm just keeping tucked away for now, where it's like, yo, let me just really see how far I can go just putting things 100% in what I already done. And because one of my favorite people I like to listen to and get game from is Dame Dash, and he was like, and one of the things he said, I never seen someone lose or fail that put 100% into it, no matter if there were all these problems and they weren't the most talented. Everything I always seen it work when people gave 100%.
Right. I think like I think it's real beauty in like when you do like put your all into stuff and then you do complete it, because I feel like because like you so creative and like when you thinking about stuff, the beauty of like upgrading something that you think is so fire. I don't know, like I'm weird like that. I think like I think about like the littlest stuff like that, like yo, I really put my all into this project and made it like this, and or like, you know, whatever it is, and people really gravitate towards it, or how I feel about, and then it's like, yo, I can really one up this, like, and it take, like how you said, like, yo, it take you to something deeper, like it take you like, yo, like let me really see how far I can like take myself with this, and like I just be thinking stuff like that is so dope, like because like how you saying is like, yo, I watched you do so much, like so many things on the high level. But like to watch you go like, oh, I'm going 100, and then it just, you feel me, the ball just keep on, like we say like song wise, like it's like, yo, like how we used to say before, like, yo, sometimes I never thought I could make a song better than this one, and then you go make a song better than that, and it's like, yo, how the hell did I do that? And then you go make another song better, and it's like, bro, these are my 3 favorite songs, and I can tell you exactly where I was when I was making this or whatever, and how I like this affected this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that.
That's more what it is now. It's the feeling of, yo, I remember when I first did this, I thought that was the high level of it. And I'm like, yo, everything now is the higher level. Like I took a step up. But those are the things I dedicated to myself to say, yo, everything, this going around, I'm going to step it up from the last time they see me do it.
Yes, sir.
Including King Status Podcast.
That's facts. That's facts. And I don't know, maybe I'm similar to giving my 100%, but I kind of like feel like everything encompasses that for me. Like this, investing into the studio, investing in people podcasts, and investing in things I want to do, like tech channel coming soon, the review kind of stuff I'm getting that done. And
you heard it here first.
All of that was contingent upon getting this space to where it's at. All right, now I can see where I can sit here and do this talking head space. All right, cool, that's done. Now I'm like, all right, my podcast finally got a name. I don't know if I'm gonna say it right now because we were supposed to record yesterday, but
yes, sir.
I'm gonna say it. Your Friendly Neighborhood Podcast.
Okay, what else?
I gotta trademark that.
Okay, what else?
Your Friendly Neighborhood Podcast is coming soon, so that is off the heads of just like me wanting to be creative, but everything encompasses for me. Like you said, 100% goes into this media lane for me.
Yes.
Instead of one particular project, getting all the projects. And that kind of helps me because like I got like OCD, like when I obsess over something, I'm in it. Like I can't like people take it as just like, oh, like fissioning, but like I can't, like some simple things, like I can't get out of a car without checking it 7 times. Like phone keys, phone keys. I know it's nothing there. I've been Uber driver, like what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I gotta make sure I got everything. And even when I start cleaning something, I gotta finish. Like I'll be late cleaning, so like sometimes I'll be like, should it just be dirty? Because if I start, I miss my day. Like I can't even go to work. So like it helps me be able to spread out what I'm doing, so I don't ever feel like I'm locked in like that, and I get kind of tunnel vision locked in. Because once one thing is complete, I have a whole nother project that it has a step to be done, and then all right, once that complete, now I got to come back to this project.
Yeah.
So it's been good, man. I'm just excited. I'm excited. The future has got a lot to hold. I feel like I'm accomplishing what I set forth in the beginning of the year, and that now it's just about like for me, it's finally getting put in behind the equipment, behind the stuff, and focus on the content, like what I'm producing, what I'm putting out, because I'm so heavy on like the tech side of it that I may take a step back in the what I'm the on camera presence guy, where I gotta come in and give the energy. That's why like a new name helped me reinvigorate myself into my own pod, because like I've been trying to get that off the ground, like how he speak like with this, where he don't like it, but I always give him like props for starting, because he started and he was able to see something, and now that didn't work out, but I can pivot. I started, I could able to see something, now I could pivot. For me, it's like, all right, I'm gonna start. Wait, no, not yet. Don't put it out. Not yet. Oh shit, well, that cast is done. Can't use that.
That's like
whole footage is chopped.
Just obsessing over
And
like one.
if I would have
like
just put it the fuck out, I'd have been good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the other mistakes a lot of people make, as far as and also with the consistency, is just not putting it out. Like nothing's going to be perfect. It's not going to be like, that's why I always say like procrastination. Being a perfectionist ends up turning to being a procrastinator. Like you you turn into procrastination because you're just waiting to get it right, and it's never going to be the right time.
Important information like that we can give to people is, just put it out. Like, especially if you still on the lower levels and stuff like that, you still like on a local aspect. I know that y'all think that it's perfect timings for this or whatever. Build your following, build your fans up, bro. Put that out. Put that content out. Put that music out. Put it out, bro. Because the longer that you wait, it's like you said, like it's the more that it's not going to be out. The longer nobody's going to see it, and then
it becomes outdated.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we literally know that firsthand when it's musically, especially, where it's like, what were we doing? Like, you think of, like when we think about it, it's like, bro, what the hell was we thinking? And like, why? Like, and it just come from, like, it really came a lot from, you paying so much attention to people that you think is so lit and people that's making it look good. And this is all the stuff that you got to do for yourself too. Like, you got to make it look good. You got to make it look like that you on a larger scale than you are, because that's how people going to, invest in you, and they go, oh damn, like if he can do it, maybe I can, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
and in the early stages, you still have time to mess up.
Exactly.
You have time to do all the wrong things. So then by the time your audience comes, you know exactly what like to do, how to make it right and how to make it perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect. That's why I said in Jay's case with me, he kind of just threw me in it, and then it was just like, you just gonna have to figure this out on the way to go on the way you go, which we all agreed. We said in a couple episodes ago that sometimes that's how we work best. When it becomes it's either fight or flight. You if you're gonna walk through the fire, it's either you figure out how to put it out or
no, that's facts.
Get burned.
And like I just was watching Genuine on Drink Champs, and he talked about he had Pony like 3 or like 6 years before it ever came out. The song was written, done, and it was him working behind the scenes label trying to find the right fit to get it done. But he was still on stage. So like his target fan base, everything that he created, the brand, he was already doing. But just because he had that one record that he thought was it, he didn't stop at that time though. The record y'all heard, I've been had done, but it took a while for me to get it to where y'all needed to be able to hear it and where it was gonna make its timeless career and take him to a whole nother echelon of career. But some people won't do the work. Some people had a record and all right, I got the record, put it out, and then it didn't do what it's supposed to do and forget about that record. No, if that's your masterpiece, if you worked like, I think a lot about Fetty Wap, like Cuz had a masterpiece first album, and if he would have structured it into, he could have got like 6 albums off of that, every whole album full of hits. And having a wrong mistake and having people put in your ear that you gotta give people all this heat at once and burn you out to where the industry don't want you anymore. So it's all about like how you choose to work what you have and what you believe in your talent and your craft and that product you made. Like if Marcus believes this product is what it's supposed to be, he don't stop working it. Even like if he feel like our first episode the best episode, he can repost that episode in so many clips, forms, different ways. So it just takes that one person to see the algorithm and go like, all right, well, let's get this a little uptick and see what happens. And that's some people's careers overnight.
Right.
Yeah, and even so with that, like what you just said, that's why I went back to just like, yo, we don't have to just repost the episodes like we just did. We can go back because we believe that, and we know that the work is good. Like them clips since we started have been very good.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, nah, they may not have seen this. They may have just caught in on episode 10. So let me show them, yo, like, nah, bro, go back and watch the first episode.
Right.
This is what was in there. We've been doing this. We've been making jokes. We've been saying positive, real shit.
No, that's a fact.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
And rest in peace to those. The how many was it? 5 in the
The submarine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rest in peace to them.
Yeah, it was a pilot, billionaire, and his son, and I believe 1 or 2 others. But yeah, that's a sad story. My conspiracy brain is going on because it's kind of insane when you actually look at behind of it, and then you understand just media coverage. Like, dog, we were all worried about a submarine with 4 people we never heard about before ever in our goddamn lives. Nobody knew about these people. Nobody cared about them.
Nope.
But now it has dominated the news for a whole week to where a documentary dropped the day that these gentlemen might have passed. Even though,
it was crazy. It was crazy, bro.
in the UK, UK dropped a documentary on it. On that Thursday.
like,
wow.
That Thursday when they said it might be their time, that's at 7:00 where they might have passed. The documentary was coming out.
I
So my conspiracy brain just I don't know. Then you hear about like in immigrants trying to get to America. Like I think like 200 people died on a boat trying to get here.
Yeah, I did
and
see that.
over the same period of time, and nobody covered it. Nobody cared.
I
seen
want
that
to
too.
say Obama said something about that. Like he was like I don't want to say he was furious, but like he made that like a thing. Like, yo, it was just like a couple hundred people that just passed away, and it didn't get
That's it,
no
yeah.
coverage like at all. Nobody even knew this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like
Yeah, because I didn't. When I saw it, I was like, oh wow. But that's always how it is. That's always happening. That's why sometimes like I don't get wrapped up. I mean, it's sad, like because I pay attention to it because we part of the culture and just as black men, black people. So I'll watch like things like the war in Chirac, like those type of documentaries. But then it hit me like, wait, let me pay attention to what's going on and where I'm at, like first, because these are the people. Like, let me check where I'm at because this is where I live and where I lay my head and I'm out in public. So let me see what's going on here before I keep worrying about so hard about everybody else's news because I'm nowhere. Like, man, they're a couple hour flights away from me.
yeah.
So it's like I'm not even close to it, and so that type of stuff happens all the time. But you saying that a documentary came out like that same day or whatever, I'm like, yeah, my conspiracy theorists like
Yeah, and they
senses a tingle too.
billionaires. The shit only cost $250,000 to do it. If you look at how it was set up, it was very poor. I'm waiting to figure out if there's footage in them when they get in the water, because then it was the whole you hear knocking under the ocean, but then they said it imploded. And then it's kind of like I can't imagine being a billionaire and not asking somebody who's been to the Titanic a bunch of times if this is smart. And even like the guy who tested it said like, dog, I risk my life all the time for things like this. But after I got in there and we were going through the motions, I said, I'm not doing this. This is no way this is going to work. When they were hand tightening the boats to go that deep under the ocean with pressure and something that we know vastly nothing about.
Exactly.
So it all like, and then the last episode say about this, The Simpsons had
I saw that too.
The
I did see
Simpsons
that.
had an
I did see
episode
that.
where a very similar thing happens, and then like even another
always
person
the
was
Simpsons.
talking about how
He from the
they got
future,
stuck
bro.
down there and on the propeller, and it was a Russian head bull, and he said once they got stuck, he had to sit back and just watch everyone, because the first thing people panic and those type of things is go for the door.
Right.
And he knew if anybody went for that door, he had to kill him because he needed time to. They survived. They just wiggled out of it and got back to the top. This was like an actual tested vessel.
Right.
But I can't imagine once the first thing goes wrong, what happened down there, like the panic. But also, you saying they imploded to where like they incinerated inside. Like it's just so many different stories on something that we gave no fucks about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just try, whenever that happens, I'll be like, let me just look at CNN. Let me look at what's going on around the world to make sure I'm not having the wool put over my eyes because of something I don't really give to. Sorry that y'all lost your lives, but that is nothing bearing. I'm never doing that. I'm never getting on a makeshift submarine to go see the fucking Titanic.
You don't think that sounds a little dope though?
No.
Listen,
I
bro,
say- Go ahead.
no, I was about to say my thing is like, like people got to remember the Titanic sank, like, which means that it went to the bottom of the ocean floor, a place that we never ever have ever gone to ever. So what makes me think just because I'm a billionaire, sorry to like you feel me, like sorry to sound inconsiderate and stuff, but it's like what makes you think because I have money that people that's in the government that have more money than me, trillions of dollars, like they can't even put something together to get that low. What made me think that I was going to get that low? So it's like it's just a little stuff like that for me. It's like when you say conspiracy, it's like I don't get too caught up in like that type of stuff. However, it's just like nobody had real questions and like nobody literally thought this through. Like this
But
is
you
not
didn't
like
ask the man. James Cameron has been down there multiple. He's the ocean guy. He just give you a whole Avatar movie about water, and he clearly was like, "Oh, I knew about that. I knew that was gonna fail." There ain't nobody talk to me. Ain't nobody asked me. I've been to the Titanic multiple times.
But when you have the money and the resource to do it, sometimes you can't really say. I'm not saying y'all, but I was like, sometimes you can't really say what you would do in that position because to the natural ear, it sounds like a dope experience. Like same way going to the moon sound like a dope experience, but you know, like it's that possibility.
You wouldn't take the hoopty to the moon on the fucking cheap controller that's not even a PS5 controller now.
You know why I said
that's
you know why I said
like,
that's dope though? That he did using a PS5 controller.
No, it wasn't a PS5. It was a fucking old like.
Don't matter. You know why that'll be good? Because then some way everybody in here knows how to work this shit.
Hey yo,
I said PlayStation controller. I said, well, man, maybe I might know how to work it. If worse come worse.
Look like a GameCube controller, bro.
Incapacitated market. Like, I got it. I'm gonna take control. You know, I played Grand Theft Auto. I got this. You know what I'm saying? But
how you go?
But I can't be a billionaire and spend that less money and risk my son's life. That's the next thing. His son didn't want to go, and he made his son go. That's insane.
My thing is, it's like, y'all use the controller? Like,
You a billionaire.
Man.
like, y'all use the controller? Like, this the best you got for me? Like, a controller? Like, a game controller? Like, he even said it's like a game controller. He didn't say, like, oh, this is a remote control. He said, yeah, it's like a game controller. Like,
That we
Worst come to worst, you don't know how to use it.
But when you go get the cheap game controller, I'm feeling way already. You wouldn't got the cheap Logitech, like you said, GameCube looking controller like from years ago. That we just have to rewire this. And they say you need this on the ship, but I don't think we need that. This is carbon fiber, that'll be all right.
I just like
if you're not that educated with it either, like you don't know. And then some of these people, especially like the pilots, because going back to rest in peace, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Some people, when they have them type of clients, they don't want to say no to them. But and they're not thinking. Some people are not thinking to say that. I would tell, especially a pilot, because y'all know I am about heights anyway. A pilot, I'm like, if you can't see, I don't care if I get there late. I'd rather live and get there than you just, oh man, I don't want to tell him we got to go back because I can't see, because he might not want me anymore because he has something important to do and he's this high level and they don't just come often. But I'm like, bro, if it's life or death, even though like the pilots, everybody, they lost their lives too. But I'm like, bro, don't you got somebody to go home to?
Right.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant. Yeah, all that shit is insane. But the main thing for this, that the CEO and pilot, everybody was kind of like, "Oh yeah, we got this in the bag," and it was, and it just wasn't that, man. Rest in peace to them. So rest in peace to them people who lost their lives. But I
just feel like
make smart decisions.
As a billion, bro, you should have been calling the U.S. like, yo, I need a fucking like a U.S. Navy Marines ship or so like. Bro, you got the like. I need to make a big homie call at this point, like, bro, like,
that you got.
So
you
use
your money.
Yeah, it's like what you say. It's like, yo, I understand, like
that's like him using $2.50.
Like, it's like what you saying. It's like, yo, ain't nobody in this room equipped to know anything about that. But I guarantee, if I had $1 billion, I'll be like, yo, listen, I'm gonna go get us a U.S. Marine submarine, some shit that at least can keep us safe. Like anything go wrong, like if we go, like not to say if we go missing or like we get lost, it's like, all right, if we get lost, at least somebody can use the, you know, the whatever the little circle thing is, like the radar
yeah.
joint, like something gotta give. Like
Radar don't go that far down,
we
though.
can go like, we can go look at the controls ourselves. Like, yo, all right, bro, like we a little bit too far. Maybe we can try to get this joint going up something, bro. Like you ain't just about to hand me a joystick, yo, Jay. Get us right,
Get us
bro.
down
like,
there, yeah.
Like, yo, just get us right.
No, it's definitely
And that's
insane.
what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, it's
And
like,
you,
there's no
like hire a
disrespect,
consultant. Like, why wouldn't you? Who's done this a bunch that I know of? Oh, the nigga who made all the movies. Come look at this real quick. And he go, oh, they gonna die.
But I'm only saying because sometimes it sounds like the dope experience of it. It just overpowers.
Nah, like it's like what would you say too? Just like you said, is like you basically said like, yo, nobody had that knowledge or whatever. It's like, bro, you got your money got the knowledge for you to find out.
Yeah.
Like it's like,
I mean, yeah.
And it's niggas with the knowledge. There's a whole movie. One comedian was like, dog, what's up with billionaires and tubes? Like, nigga, we one billionaire trying to go to space, other billionaire going to the bottom of the ocean, but our whole planet needs fucking help. You could literally spend a fraction of your money in world hunger. Come on. Like, y'all niggas are insane.
Well, only thing I'm going to just say about that is I don't tell no other grown man what to do with his money. That's for one. And he worked hard and did what he did to get it. So I'm not saying that. And then two, because like how you said it, like what it accumulates to like us spending something, if it's like, oh, it's like $100 to them to get that type of experience, it's like, yo, you would think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you would think about that. Oh, that's it to get that type of experience.
I feel like we have a moral responsibility as human beings to help out other human beings to further our race. Because again, this all could end if somebody from under that sea or outside of that space decide, these niggas been stagnant for this many years. They haven't developed how we developed. Like, oh, they've been around for this long and they don't got this. Oh, we gonna give me that shit. Give me y'all waste of a planet. We need that. Y'all resources are amazing. So to me, I feel like even like I'm not telling you to do with your money, but at a certain point, you have a moral responsibility. It's like I feel like us as black men, we have a moral responsibility to end some of the bad shit with our community. Like niggas, mean mugging needs to go away as men.
Completely up there.
That shit is bullshit. Like, yo, cuz Greek, like I'm heavy on the like I catch myself sometimes still in like the, but no, not like, hey, how you doing? In this shit, it ain't. I don't even fucking know you, nigga. Why are we having intense like pussy? It'll get real for you. For what? Like, it's so much shit that we as human beings have allowed to just stay relevant and stay at the forefront of society for no reason. Like, there's a lot of shit that could be over if some of these people who hit them B's, them T's, decided to make the world a better place.
Yeah, build communities, but since you brought up us as a black community, which I'd rather talk about right now, is like for us, because it's not me being racist or anything.
You black, you can't be racist. Whole nother conversation.
Like, because some people say that. I was like, bro, like sometimes it's just nepotism. Like I just want to. Why not help the people that look like me first to get us out this funk? But what do y'all believe has to be the thing that helps us?
Us. Unity. Like, as a culture, we have taken more and more steps to individualize way of thinking. No real leaders for our own culture. No, like, we are heavily allowed to other people to come and colonize us and give us their laws and their things, and we just run with it and just keep it away. When at periods and times when we were at our strongest, we were united. So, and that's the biggest thing for me. Like, everything's about tearing down, especially the black family. Like, this video been going around. This is a great time for me to bring up. Video going around. This white guy who brings up this stat that a bunch of podcasts are using to tear down women. That single women are 80%, 70 to 80% responsible for black men in jail, which is a bullshit stat that is being he easily debunks it. Hey, they're pulling this stat from this study from the 90s. That doesn't even say this, and single father households is this. He breaks it down to a point to like, whoa, why are we the ones to tear down our women and not big them up. Just like that Dr. Umar interview also, where the guys are like, why would I ever help a sister out who, like, why would I deal with a woman who made her decision and chose to lay with somebody that wasn't the right and be a father to their child? And it was kind of like, Umar's point was more like, yo, as a community, you won't have to step in and be stepdad. But yo, they on your block, like, yo, growing up, being on somebody's block meant something. Like, yo, you are belong to this neighborhood. Even though now it's being perverted and turning these kids into gang culture, but before it just was like, yo, you belong here, I'll make sure you're good. Yo, I might go to the store. You need something? All right, yo, make the store run for me and you get something.
Not to cut you off, which is why, like, when we talk about our village, I say the same reason. Like, it's almost like that, the unspoken code that we have with our children. Yeah, I'm like, yo, if I see your child doing something wrong, I'm not going to come and ask your permission to make sure I correct them. I ain't going to put my hands on them or nothing, but I'm going to correct them like, hey, you don't do that. The same way I would say, y'all have my permission to do that with my child. Don't just let it, like, if she's doing something that you know she ain't supposed to be doing, like, correct her. Don't just let her run wild. And that's what I was thinking about when he said that. Is like, yo, we do have a responsibility, because when the dude said, quote, like, she chose to be with Pookie, and Dr. Umar said, why, like,
does Pookie exist?
Yeah, because we create that. We're not helping that. And I was like, yo, he has a point. Like, that shouldn't even exist.
Pookie was the same child that you watching right now, and you about to say, but you're condemning them like he's not one of you.
Yeah, right.
That's the issue. We don't view ourselves as a community. We view ourselves as somebody you gotta go against, man. That's completely different. We allow other races to come in our neighborhoods and take this shit over. We give so much money to other people that, yo, the black dollar is contributing so much money. If we ever decide to be like, hey, let's just get together and say, hey, we ain't buying this no more. Watch what happen.
And I'm saying I fall to
Yeezys.
And I also fall into the, like, yo, sometimes we're just more on, like, yo, I gotta get mine. So, because sometimes that's how we all think. It's just like, yo, I gotta get mine. But sometimes I still don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, yo, I gotta definitely get mine first to be able, like, because I know mine, like, our mentality definitely that we openly speak of is like, yo, we're trying to get ours so that way we can help everybody else. Like, we can help people open up their opportunity, like, yo, this is how I got it, and now I want to help you. I want to give back, so that way you can learn and you can catch on early, so you don't have to deal with some of the things that I do. That's why we always say, bro, all I am now is the person we needed. That's how I try to be. I try to be the person I needed in life. But we have to be that way with everybody else. We can't just say, like, yo, that's their problem. I'm one of those people that I have to stop saying that too. Like, yo, that's their problem. Because sometimes, like, we have to be a part. We all have to be a village. We all have to get back to being one big village for the betterment of us.
No, facts. And I just about to say, like, even that mentality, if I got to get mine, yo, somebody, no, if it's for you, it's for you. Can't nobody else around there change it. That's why, like, if I just had to mentality to get mine, I wouldn't be working with other shows at the rate I do and helping people develop, because that helps me with my vision. I'm learning as I go. And even for me, like, right now, I am engineering this while on it. And you know, people I invited, like, yo, come sit down. I ain't mentioned bread yet, because y'all don't even know how to do this yet. Why would I pay for something that I have to teach you to do first? But if you get it and you good, of course you can get roped into the circle. But again, still, it's me handling it down, because people have this idea that whatever they got going on is bigger than whatever else somebody else got going on, and can't just take a peek back to look. Hey, maybe if I get in this, I might find the interest somewhere. Like, for me, I want people around so it can create. Like, I want. I forget who was talking, but, like, yo, if all three of our families help out, we kind of just helped out 7 families. Just because, yo, you have 2 different sides, you have 2 different sides, you have 2 different sides. In the family you create, you can literally change a fraction of a community, and then instead of people you help out a little bit more as you go, and more. You didn't change family's life. Like, I had this debate a lot about what I feel like would help our community, and I feel like just things for our community. Like, yo, if somebody came in and taught financial literacy to each household, and really sat there and tried and didn't get pushed back, when as soon as somebody go, man, get the fuck out of my face. All right.
Go smoke.
Respect. Come around. Now, hey, I try to tell you now, I got this. But not just because I'm up, I'm pulling back in the Maybach, I'm still, hey, you want to come have a conversation again? All right, come on, let's talk again. I don't have to, once, like, for me, some people get this idea, once they up, all right, everybody else is beneath me. No, I'm up. Come up with me. Come up with me. Hey, you got to watch out for the snakes. You got to watch out for people that want to take what you got. But the people that just are stuck in a rut, don't care nothing about what you're doing, and you can just give them a little bit of game to change their mindset, or hey, a little bit of investment, a little bit of this, we become the people that we are always chasing.
I feel like
go ahead.
I feel like that's why like us as big homies, like to some of the people that we big homies to, like they be tripping off of that because we be giving out so much game and so much, and it's like, yo, like I understand it, but like I always tell people, like I hate the phrase like the game is to be sold, not told, and I'm like, yo, I don't get that because, yo, you got billionaires that tell their billionaire friends how to get a billion, like you feel me? Or you got rich, some rich friends that yo. Or the perfect example is somebody like LeBron. He got rich and famous or whatever like that. Took his friends, said, "Yo, y'all get into this business school. Yo, some of y'all go do this, whatever. I'm gonna pay for y'all to go do this so y'all can." Now you got somebody like Rich Paul. He got the landscape of NBA hating him because he doing things his way and. You know, he getting people, getting like, you know, like
change how players are.
So like, like just things like that. It's like, yo,
and shout out to Mav too.
To piggyback off you saying, it's like, yo, just because I'm up or I got it, it doesn't mean that I can't teach you the same lane. It's like, yo, just because it's a lane in podcasting, don't mean that I can't teach you how to teach you the ins and outs or show you what to look for when you on your way coming up. Because, bro, it's multiple podcasters out there that's making millions of dollars or however generating money in period.
Making
like,
some money. Yeah,
you feel me? They
I think that millions in podcasting a little bit of cap, but that's another story.
And you're right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's why I say like they just generating money or whatever. And it's like, yo, it's the same lane for a lot of people, but it's money for everybody, bro. Like, and that's the thing. It's like, yo, it's a million rappers. It's some people that we never heard of that's probably millionaires right now. Why? Because they not focused on hating on other people doing the same craft. They're just perfecting what they do and worrying about what they can control and stuff like that. And even a lot of people on the way is like, yo, I'm a nobody. I'm a C-lister. I'm a D-lister. But hey, I made it. You can too. Don't let these people that's A-list and they trying to make you seem like it's bigger than what it is. No, you can do it too. So it's like, yo,
bro, you done?
Yeah, it's like
I was about to say. I just wanted to respond to something you said and Jay said. Well, to piggyback off what you said, Ed, just now is also you can give game because everybody doesn't come in the same. I could tell you all this stuff. It may not work that way with you. That's what I always say. Even like the first thing I ever did in my life where I started saying that stuff was when I got my permit, my driver's permit. I said, bro, I don't tell nobody to do that way I did. All I did was practice test that thing so much because I was driving before that. Yeah. And I was just like, yo, let me just go get my paper so I can actually be legally doing this. And the permit, because I didn't read the book. Some people like my siblings, they read the book front to back. And I was like, bro, all I did was take that practice test a million times, and then I went to get the permit, and I got it first try.
Shit, bro, read that shit like 4 times.
Yeah, like I was like, yo, some of my siblings, they read that thing front and back, and still didn't pass on the first try. I was like, I just kept doing the practice test. I tried them first, and I always tell people, I was like, bro, I don't recommend you doing that because it may not work that way for you. I don't recommend you just jumping in the fire and doing certain things. Not how my relationship is, how I chose to do things, how starting businesses, even how starting podcasts, everything. I would tell them, yo, do it. I did this and made this many mistakes, so just try it this way. But even if you try doing it my way, it still may not work for you because that's my way, that's my path. And to Jay, the thing you responded, like when you said you pulled back up on and that Maybach, and you be like, yo, you want to come listen now? I don't want to just make it seem like we're the only community that does that. We as a society, period, in life, in the world, we all pay attention to who had success. We're willing to listen to who had success first, especially in the field that we want to be in. We'll be more willing to listen to someone who we seen have success. But that's just as a society, not just as black folks.
You did here. You want to debate because I definitely think we are one of the only cultures that really do that to a T, because other cultures have certain standpoints in their culture that they will listen to. Like some cultures, their religious figure, no matter where they are in life, They could be up $1 billion. They still gonna go to that confessional
True.
and speak to that priest about their problems.
But we do that as a black
And-
culture too.
No, but
We do that as a black culture.
We do what?
It's some of us that do that.
yeah, I'm saying
in those
you're saying
positions?
some. I'm saying the majority of that, if people who are aligned in that culture and have that background and belief, do. And I'll take it even to other cultures, like some Middle Eastern cultures have a thing where your level of success is kind of doesn't place you over top of some family members. Like that, like your elder is your elder. The person's been giving your family game, how you got here is still that you're still listening to that person. When they come sit in that room and they got you watch Distraction too.
Yeah.
And you kind of saw with the brothers in that where when he kind of pivoted from listening to the uncle who kind of helped them make this community that they made, and they kind of pivoted to their own individual ideas and what they needed as themselves, how it tore down their whole organization. And the cultures tend to stick to what they got to. Like communities will stay the course. Our community will quickly ignore.
But you just spoke on a whole different community that went against it, even though it was a movie. But that's why I'm like, no, I'm not saying
but they went
everybody
against
does it
it
too.
at the very I'm saying they made the whole community. We don't make the community. We don't keep this shit in org. They had a whole organization running where they were billionaires.
Yeah, but
off of something, and they let anger and revenge tear down at the end. But I'm saying on the come up.
Yeah.
If we get to the come up and we there, and then some shit happen. I'm okay. We can adjust, assist, and hopefully remove some people. But if we don't ever get the thing built, what the fuck?
No,
are we doing?
but what I'm saying is, I'm not saying everybody else is just perfect. I'm just saying we're not the only community that does that. That's all I was saying. I was like, yeah, we may do it more than but
and that's what I'm saying.
But I'm not going to say that it's just us, just as a society, how the world is. We pay attention to who we seen have success first. That's why I say, like, yeah, it comes down. I was like, a lot of people may not listen to until one of us is wearing, or all of us are wearing big chains and things like that. I'm talking about for our community, because most of the time that's what it is for our community. Whoever's driving the nice ass car with the big chain, all the jewelry. Let me say that one more time so people don't think it's a blooper, because this stuff keep happening.
You got punched in the chest with the mic. You all right? You got hurt. You gotta keep your hands.
No, it's just more of our community. We listen more to who we see driving the really nice cars and wearing the big
push
chains.
that top to like behind there. Yeah, you just wanted to trying to get the catch there.
Yeah.
Yeah, boom.
Like we're more likely to listen to those who have the big chains on, got all the girls screaming, driving the nice cars. That's our community where we look at that, and to other cultures it may be something else. Who has the most livestock in some cultures? Who has the most land?
Yeah.
Yo, okay, I agree with that, but I'm saying like in cultures, they have a direct responsibility to their culture. When a store opens up in your hood, and the first thing they do is go bring people from home. Don't even hire nobody from the community. Yo, my cousin is in the place I just fled from.
I agree with you.
I need to get him here, and then he gonna get his cousin here, then we gonna get his cousin
Absolutely.
here. We have a message for our family. No matter the success of where this goes, I have a debt to my family. Once we get my family done, then I gotta go with my next door neighbor family, because I seen the shit we had to grow up in. I seen the struggle they had to endure. So why for us is it that once we get there, we lose sight of everybody that was there with us from the bottom? For our to me,
Man,
we don't give a fuck. Every other culture is rather keep the people that was there from the jump than get around some new faces.
Because we're so quick to just, once I get out the hood, I'm out of there, because it brought me nothing but pain for a lot of people, and that's how we have to look at it. So it definitely starts in the smaller levels of like what we're talking about. Like, when we need to open up our own corner stores, but then we be so against each other. Like,
whatever our career is, because I don't want to get from the fact of I got you, but I don't want to get the fact of that like we dominate entertainment, but entertainment is so multifaceted. Mm-hmm. There are 100 positions in this. Once you get to security, publicist, director, assistant,
exactly.
this person, that could all be your team. You just gotta go, like you said, Brian, go learn this for that. And speaking when you spoke on about the hood, dog, I'm talking people from third world countries where they can't eat. Motherfuckers in the hood is treacherous and dangerous, but And I know some people went out
not
eating,
that
but
bad
some
off.
people it's not compared to third world country bad.
Yeah.
You still can go to
none of this
school
is.
and get something to eat. And these people fleeing third world countries don't forget about the people that was there with them. So in our struggle, you can't forget about the people that was there with you.
I feel like the only big difference, like for us, is like, which is, I think is underestimated in what y'all talking about. Because I just been saying, I'm just listening, like, you know, taking it all in, whatever. I feel like one real big thing, like for us, is that we was like really molded to be like that though. Like we was like kind of like we was kind of conditioned to take it from each other because we was work. You know, like we was, you know, a unit in being in sleeves and stuff like that. But you know, like they literally taught us, yo, I know y'all all picking the same, or y'all might be all gathering up the same food, but you come with master today, so you gonna, you know what I'm saying? So like it kind of taught us like, yo, oh, if I work hard enough to get to a certain place, I don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like the worst thing for us is like a lot of like the bad traits is like was brought on to us. Like we was really not like that.
It's
you
a
know
systematic.
What I'm saying?
It's a systematic. Because even with the the original Black Wall Street,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I never even knew
we
it,
were
like,
doing fine,
very well.
like because that's what we needed. We had everybody. It wasn't just barbershops and hair salons. It was like, yo,
Banks,
he owns
doctors,
banks, grocery stores, doctors, and that's what it has to be. Because I'm a major proponent in, yo, we need more doctors and lawyers, not rappers.
Yeah.
And I know I may have done music back then, but I felt like because that was the first skill, and I only say because that was the first skill I ever did where people gravitated to. So that was just my thing. But I believe mine is just writing and communicating, just letting out what I really believe in my head. So real quick, going to that, that's why when one of my sisters said, because my nephew, he's only 13, who watches us, and when she heard that he watches, she was like, that show's for adults. And I'm like, no, it's not. I said, we do this for the next generation to let them know. That's why we come in here telling our story and saying what we may be going through now and how we can be better, so that way we can help the next generation. So even if we don't fix it in our generation, at least we know we played our part to make it work to what it's going to be in the future, what we prayed it's going to be in the future. Even me doing like writing books and writing stories, I was like, yo, sometimes it did stem from just, let me make sure my daughter knows this, but wait, let me make sure my village knows this. Wait, let me make sure my community knows this. Wait, let me make sure the world knows this. Where it's like not just so I'm not thinking selfishly, even though like, yeah, I'm not completely being selfish, because of course, let me make sure before I know I can really have an effect on the world, let me make sure it's working in my household first. Let me make sure it's working in my village first. And then I'll get to what I feel like the world needs, and what we need is for our young people and our culture. And that's why anytime, like even if these young boys like, you know, they hustling at the gas station, they'll say like, yo, they pump your gas, or they'll want to help you with your grocery bags. And I'll be like, yo, sometimes I'll be like, yo, I don't need your help, but here, I'll break you off with this one, because I know you could be doing so much worse. You could be doing any other thing. You could have been coming up here trying.
Could have been trying to rob.
Right, yeah, exactly. But because I'm doing that, you give me permission to talk to you. If you want my money, I talk to these young boys like they my family members. I'm like, yo, what you doing out here? What you got going on? What you trying to do in life? Because if you want like and not once did they never not give me the respect of really talking to me.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
just think.
facts. Cool.
I was about to say, no, I just think too, like the to what Jay was saying too, like about like how we are as people. Sometimes too, I think us being from where we from, we kind of like the reason why some people don't like bring the people with them is because like, you know, like we come from that, we get to see it, and it's like, yo, some people really can't come. Like all they know is this, like, it's a bad slight, honestly, like. But it's like some people you really do know, like, yo, I can bring him here all I want to, and all he gonna do is still be on street hood. Like he, you know, we gonna be $1 million meetings. He's still trying to bring a gun in. Like, or, you know, he's still gonna be detrimental to he gonna be the detrimental one to be the cancer around like everything you built. So some people, you know, like they look at that and be like, nah, I can't bring him or whatever. However, to, you know, like to be transparent, it's like, yo, give him that opportunity and see. Like you might change him. Like we don't never know what we don't know until we see it. So it's like, yo, you could think that because, oh damn, like I done see him rob 100 people. Like, I done see him did it, but you never know, bro. You fly him out to Cali and get him on road date, like some of these big streets or put him around some people. He might
out of his environment,
and he might look at you like, yo, bro, I don't want to go back. Like
look at what people like 50 did, people like Dame did, people like Birdman did. Look at everybody that has been part of that and what they turned it into, and like. We're not around because we're not around these people. We don't know how much they really help on a daily basis. Because that's what I always hear about 50. They be like, people who are close to 50, they say, yo, people get fooled by like him clowning and just his shows, but they don't know behind the scenes how many people he really helps. Like genuinely.
No, that's facts. And to speak on what you were saying, like. People have that, but they'll let that one person turn them off on everybody else. All right,
yep. Now you're right. You're absolutely
your
right,
best
bro.
friend couldn't come, but all right, maybe your little cousin can come. Maybe your next door neighbor can come. It's just keeping that door open. Like we tend to immediately close so many doors for people without even fully opening it. And then like for another thing, I'm getting tired of what our community is. Just packaging something up and selling to our community immediately. Like, cuz will sell you a plan on something that ain't even make work yet.
Right.
So, like, for me, like, yo, if it's game, give the game. Why are you gatekeeping this for a few dollars? If your method is fucking working, you don't need to sell it to me.
Yeah.
You working it. It's
Yo.
killing. You don't have to be like, oh, well, let me get this extra $25, extra $150. That's too bad for some of these courses they charging people.
Yeah,
that you coming out to be fraudulent shit and fucking people's lives up. And selling people like when they were selling the shit that was to redo your credit shit. That whole bullshit, when you look into it, is completely can get you in fucking jail. But niggas is packaging it up and selling it. We have so much of this like, yo, we'll learn something from either another community or one person to come with a plan, and it'll change the whole course of how we decided to improve ourselves as a culture. And I just think we owe ourselves more as to like, yo, I'm heavy with, yo, if you want to learn this game, come sit down with me. We gonna learn it.
It's crazy. I don't know who he was talking to, but I'll never forget this clip. It was a Young Thug clip, and I for whatever reason, I don't know why I want to say it was somebody like
He was
Nelly,
talking to T.I.
Yeah, that's exactly who it was. And I'll never forget him saying that. He was like T.I. was saying something that like, yo, like the game is like the game you gotta say. He was like, yo, you gotta what I can't really remember what T.I. was saying too much crazy, but like I just remember he was basically saying like, yo, you ain't supposed to tell people like how to, and Young Thug was like shit, why not? He was like, nigga, tell me. Like, no, you supposed to tell me. Like when you know stuff and you know how to get there, you supposed to tell me, bro. Like if you my mans, you want to see me do better, and he was like, bro, but he was basically telling like, bro, that's the way of life. You're not supposed to. It's like us, even as entertainers, he was saying like, bro, we not supposed to get to this level that God helped us get to and keep it to ourselves. He's like, bro, you supposed to spread this out, bro. Like you supposed to give that game to everybody. You supposed to teach people like, yo, we all supposed to be kings. It's like that's what he was basically getting at. And it was just crazy because like I heard you say something and you were saying like, yo, like when you get on, you supposed to put your people on and whatever. And like I literally been thinking about that like my whole life. And I was like, yo, I always think about like, yo, whenever I do make it, I'm like, yo, I got aunts that do hair. I'm putting y'all on so y'all can do these people hair and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I got family that like just do multiple things. Like they so good at a lot of stuff. And I always think about that, like, yo, like my one aunt, she's into fashion all crazy. I'm like, yo, like when I make it, I'm gonna have her as my designer and stuff like that. Like her and my mom, I always think about them. Like my mom and her, they went to like some type of fashion school, got the degrees for fashion and stuff. Can take $100 and make it look like $1,000 project, like type stuff. So I'm like, I always think about them. Like, yo, I want them to be my my designers and stuff. I'm like, my aunt do hair. I'm like, I always think about like if I ever grew my hair back, I'm like, I have my aunt doing my hair. Like so much different stuff, and I just always think about like, yo, I'm gonna put my people on so like they ain't never got to worry about this shit ever again. So it's like it's just funny, like how some people really get turned off by that one person, and it's just nah, I can't do it for nobody. Like,
yeah. But that's definitely what I think, because every day it becomes like now that the next generation is getting older, it's starting to become easier. Well, if they don't want my help, I'm gonna just help them, the next generation that's coming up now.
Yeah.
I was like, my oldest nephews are teenagers now, and now that I know that, shout out to my nephew that be watching. I was like, yo, now I was like, okay, when I'm thinking ahead, okay, when all this is taking off, we on the road doing things like that. I know, okay, I'm gonna keep him next to me, like, because I know, okay, this is probably a field he probably wants to get in. Because again, I had to come to the realization again, like where I'm saying it like it's a bad thing, but I had to remember. I'm like, yo, my nephew's only 13 years old. He's always watched me on YouTube. I've always been on YouTube since he was a baby. Whether it was music, podcasting before, interviews, everything. Like he grew up watching me on YouTube, and I didn't think of it like that because I'm still like, yo, I'm still heavy. I'm still heavy in the grind, and I'm still in the middle of it. I'm doing new things, but I was like, yo, but to him, he's always watched me on TV. This is normal to him. That's normal to him to watch me on the screen. Like, yo, pull up YouTube, Unky on there. Like, he got this new thing. Like, let's go watch him. And I noticed that when I was watching him watch us, when I watched him watch our video, watching one of the episodes one time, and how he was like locked in, I was like, yo, he's so used to seeing me in this mode, and he engages. Like he loves that you love debating. But he said the other guy there, he don't agree with nothing. I said, but I was telling him, I was like, nah, but it makes good. It makes good for the show.
Great content.
We all can't agree on everything. Like,
yeah, ain't nothing to watch. And it just got to argue that for me, it's to open up these conversations. A thought, argument, must come back and forth might get a new idea for you and for me.
Absolutely.
So I don't argue to get you guys to understand my point. Yeah. More for the part I'm just getting information out there, and I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. If you can put yourself in my shoes, here I'm coming from, and that's all I would hope the best. Right. Some people get on this mic and I gotta make you believe what I believe, and that is insane.
Because everything doesn't work for everybody. That's what going back to my point earlier when I said, like,
you made a great point earlier. I wanted to talk about
I don't always recommend everything the way I do it to everybody else to do it the same way. That's what I said. I can give you all the game. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Right.
Yeah. Two things I want to touch on that you said. That, figure out how you learn. Like, your learning ability may have been conditioned because of the school system you grew up in, the type of parents you might have had where they were had the more grind and really focus and you understand your method of how you can be taught to and be better for yourself. But once you figure that out, you can learn anything you want to learn because you know that, I might just got to watch a video or I might just got to listen to it in my ears or I might got to just go sit outside, listen to it, look at the sky, and I'm locked in and I figured it out. But once you figure that out with that method, you can go and learn so much about different things to where I believe we all as humans are multifaceted so that we can pick up different lanes. So even if you just want to be a fucking plumber, now you can understand security because you understand some you find a connection because of how you know how to learn. And also you bring up Shaq. One of the biggest things Shaq said to me on all his doc series, his interviews, is how he read one book that discourages our community more than any. He read I think Business for Dummies. One of those titles that I know a lot of black people won't even pick up because it says dummies on it. And he read that and it told him, hey, the first thing you do is get this. He did that, and our dream for a community is always buy my mom a house instead of giving my mom a job. He put his mom on payroll this is your payroll. You get this money from the company. It's not me a gift. It's not this. You're paid. You don't have to worry about me handing you nothing anymore. And this has taken his fame to the level. It took his brand to the level. Like for me, I have plans for everybody in my life to when I'm always gonna offer. Hey, I'm here now. You want to get down? Hey, I'm here now. You want to get down? My mom wanted a business since when we first started talking about it. So like, of course I'm going to give her a position at my company, and of course her position will be in that business she wanted to do, and I'm gonna do the best of my power to make that a thing happen. I'm not in the business of just handing out money. I'm in the business of trying to make dreams happen.
Right.
See, look. Now, to that point, I think what our community needs to do better is stop looking at everybody like that makes you beneath anybody. Like, because you said, like, some of them, it's a few people I heard that did it with their mothers. And I was like, and they still give their mothers the utmost respect and everything like their mothers. But we as a society look at it like, I don't want to look like the little homie and everything.
Right.
That's why I say everybody's not willing to do what y'all do. Like when we was in Atlanta, everybody's not willing to put on the shirt from my campaign, like to promote me. Everybody's not willing to like, yo, I'm just take the back seat real quick to help out and make this vision come to light, because just in case this does work, now I'm in that position where now I can really get things going. And that's why, again, going back to where I say, like, yo, I don't understand how people don't think like that. If it's somebody close to you, like, I'm like, it's so many things. And that's why I said sometimes I feel guilty because of sometimes the path that I wanted us to be on back then. That I was like, man, if I could go back, I would have did some math stuff with LeBron. I'd have been like, bruh, nah, we're going overseas and I'm managing you like to make this happen for you.
Yeah.
But I still think, we're still gonna get it. That's what I said. I believe this is still second chance.
I just never understood like why or how people just don't play that role. Like, you want to see your people successful. It's like, yo, like I just don't understand. Like, yo, as cool as we are, it's like as long as we've been cool and stuff like that, as long as we've been friends and brothers or whatever, bro. If this should take off the day tomorrow, it's like, it's lit for me too.
Yeah,
Like, I just don't understand. It's like, bro, like you start traveling the world. It's like, bro, I wouldn't not think that you're going, yo, Ed, like, you ready for this? Like, I don't, like, I just don't be getting what people, like, what they think in their head. It's just like that broski stuff. It's like, yo, people just be so happy, but in the back of their mind the whole time they just thinking envy, and it's like, bro,
Just because it wasn't your idea, or you didn't set the tone. And I'm like, sometimes you don't even know if you really even want that burden to set the tone, the tone of things.
I mean, that's conditioning. Cause I mean, for a lot of people, they go home and their parents tell them like, no, like, you supposed to be him. You supposed to be that guy. The girl telling them, you supposed to be him. You supposed to be that guy, instead of being like, no, that's my man.
Oh, man.
A lot of families tear down friendships because of the innate from like how you bring up from slavery, how it's ingrained in how we were raised from generation to generation that, yo, he's your opposition for a piece of bread from back then, to eat, to sleep, to work inside.
Somebody tried one of his exes from way back. She kind of tried doing that with him when the same thing where I said, yo, I got signed to a label, but I was so on the, if you want me, he comes too. Like, I don't move without him. So, and they say, all right, throw him this, throw him that, and let's see what he does, and then we'll make that final decision. Which, of course, like, killed it. So it was like, all right, now he gets paper. But I believe you said she tried saying that too. Like, yeah, but how if it's supposed to be y'all, and you like, bruh, he put me. He's the reason why I even got on this. Like, so why would I be mad at that if he's at the forefront, if that's who they wanted, but he still made his demand to them to say, no, I don't move without him. So if you want me, he comes too.
No, facts.
And this is somebody, not for nothing, from a different race, culture that was doing this. So it's like, yo, we really are a lot of times our worst enemy. I'm glad you said that though, because that's super what it is. Somebody's girl, somebody else's family member, the person you're not around will be like, wait, but you're supposed to, didn't you say you helped him do that? So why ain't they talking about you? And then, like, you know, that starts building up.
Put the bug, yeah.
And like,
they put the bug in the air, and that be kind of like the envy will show up, and then you as the person gotta be like, I gotta put homie on pause, and that happens. But I just think we just gotta always have the next homie in line ready to go, next cousin ready to go, next nephew ready to go.
But they can't have nothing like not an idea. It can't just be like, yo, because you see how what things you said, they're still going to earn it. They're still going to earn their position, and that's what I always say. I'm like, man, people sound like you want to be so in the mix and have all the same chicks, get the same type of money, but you ain't the one with talent, so you should at least be holding bags. But everybody, why I gotta be the bag holder? All right, be security. Why I gotta be security? What else are you gonna do? Like, you can't just be here. Like, why do you want someone to take care of you like they're your child? And it almost is like, yo, you become like that. They become like your parent.
And that literally make me think about that one situation where one of the one of the homies said that to us. Like we was doing the music, like we was really on our way. Like if like a couple things went differently or whatever, but our time just wasn't for us at that moment. But I just remember one of the homies saying, like, he was telling him, like, yo, bro, hold the camera for us. Like, yo, if you want something to do, hold the camera for us. Like, and he was really adamant, like, no, like, I want to rap. Like, then it's like, bro, we don't need nobody else to rap. We got all the talent to rap, bro. We need somebody to hold the camera to catch the footage. And it's like, around that time, we was watching a lot of the Bow Wow Jones where he had the
vlogs,
yeah. So and it was just his home, like one of his homies, like that or whoever that he hired, whatever the case was that was holding the camera. But it was a lot of stuff that he was around and he was doing too. And the dude, like, it was one of the episodes he told him, he was like, yo, cut that off, like so you can be a part of the stuff. And that part is what stuck me. It's like, yo, people be so focused on the job that they don't understand. It's like, yo, do you forget that you're in the room with these people too? Like, do you forget that you're a part of everything that's happening with those people that you looking down upon or looking up, however you want to view it for yourself? And it's like, yo, you looking at me like I'm the breadwinner that, why you get to do the song with Mary J. Blige? And it's like, bro, you in the building with Mary J. You get to capture Mary J. You can, once this camera go off, you can ask her anything you want. Like you in it, like you a part of, you could even, Mary, I see that your schedule lines up like this. Our schedule lines up like this. You think that I could come on for a week to shoot you with?
Right.
Like, yo, it's so much opportunity that you can be a part of, but you so focused on a negative because somebody else might got the stardom or that it factor or whatever that y'all all might have been trying to do. But it's like, yo, ASAP Mob is a group of people. Wu-Tang Clan, it was a group of people, like. And everybody, everybody had their own lanes and everybody did things differently. But I say ASAP Mob specifically because ASAP Rocky was on first. Whatever, he was on first. Some people look at that and they be, oh, man, he did whatever. Then you get ASAP Ferg. Then you get the other people like that I can't think of their names and stuff like right now. But
yeah, but
the whole squad made they wave. Just getting bro in the door, like, yo, once he get in the door, we in there. And it really turned into that. And it got to a point, like, I really knew, like, a lot of the other people in they raps, like, damn, I became a Ferg fan. Like, you feel me? Like, I became fans of some of these people. And that was because ASAP got in the door first. And he put his people on. So, one of the last things I want to say is, like, to answer the one thing we was talking about, it's like how to make things better for the community. I feel like you just gotta teach what you want, like to be told out there, like you, and not none of the bull stuff. Or like I'm talking about like the real stuff. Like yo, when like you said, like if you see people doing wrong, or you see these young kids out here and they move in a certain type of way, like it was a situation once. I was walking to the store, I could literally hear from 2 blocks away these kids cussing out the store. Like the cashier at the store or whatever. And it was crazy because I knew the young kids or whatever. And I just remember walking in the store, and because I knew them on like a real personal level or whatever, like, I came in the store and I pump faked them. Like they came up, Eddie, what's good, whatever. As soon as he went to go clap me up, I punched him right in his chest. I'm like, yo, bro, would you do that if your mom was in the store? I said, bro, I can hear you from a whole block away cussing this dude out, bro. Like, who do you think you are? You're a kid, bro. Now, if he would put his hands on you or, a movie-like situation happen where he pull his thing out and do something to you, then what, bro? Like, y'all got to chill and like, like I hit the lid and whatever, got the situation, situated or whatever, talked to the mom and everything. But I just remember the store, the cashier at the store, he was like, yo, bro, like, I never seen you ever get like that before. He's like, I'd never, like, he was like, not to say I know you. He's like, but bro, I would have never thought you would have did nothing like that. He was like, yo, we need more people out here like you that are still. And I was like, bro, I'm raised different, bro. Like, I come from them times where you couldn't do no stuff. Like I said, bro, like, I wouldn't have made it even home if I would have did something like that as a kid, bro. I would have been bloody. Like,
the neighborhood was the village.
Yeah, like, I'm like, bro, like, I would have been bloody by the time I got to the crib and then took another one. So I'm like, yo, like, but it was just like, it was a couple people in the store and they was just like, yo, bro, like, we need more of y'all out. And it's like, yo, I couldn't imagine if that was my son. Like, that was really what it took me to. And like I said, good thing I did know him on a personal level. I can really, I didn't need to put my hands on him, but you know, it was just shocking. Like, yo, bro, like that's a grown ass man right there. Like, you're a kid, bro. Like, you're a kid. Like, he can snap you in half. Like, and it just took me to how I was raised and how I grew up, and it was just like, yo, man, times really did change. Like, so it was just like I was just thinking, like, yo, like that's the type of energy that I want to put out there. Like, yo, bro, like when you see these kids, and even a lot of kids I never even knew, I come past like, yo, little bro, ain't you like 11? Stop cussing. Like, you don't even sound right cussing. I had a little cousin I drove past him. He was smoking a vape. Little bro's 14 years old. He was around his mom, some of his friends or whatever. Walked straight up to him while everything going. I pulled him to the side. Little cousin, let me holler at you real quick. Like, listen, little bro, like don't lie, because if you lie, I'm gonna go in your chest. Like, you feel me? But I'm like, yo, little bro, like, what you doing? Like, why you smoking vapes? Like, whatever. And I'm like, cuz I'm not here to preach to you, because I was doing a lot of dumb stuff so I don't never preach, but I bring you to where I've been there. But I want you to also know, like, yo, what you doing ain't that. Like, and I told him, I'm like, yo, little cuz, like, you smoking a vape, that's gonna stunt your growth. Little brother, like, you should want to be 6'2". Like, you want to be 5'6" as a grown man. Like, bro, that ain't cool. Like, you feel me? Like, and that's just me gelling or whatever. But I'm telling him, like, little bro, like, you got a lot of growing up to do. Like, a lot of growing still. Like, it's a little bro, like, you ain't even gonna stop growing for another 6-7 years. Don't stunt yourself. Like, get every piece that you can get out of yourself. Like,
man, they be saying 10 at 14. You might grow to 25.
Yeah. So it was just like stuff like that. Like, the energy that I just want to put out there is like, yo, I want all of y'all to do better, and I want y'all to see better. Like, everything that I seen as a kid, I don't want none of that for y'all. Like, you feel me? We seen a lot, and I know even y'all kids now, like, y'all seen a lot. But to me, bro, at 14, I want y'all to be thinking like, damn, if y'all even hustling, y'all doing crazy things like that, bro, have a plan with it. Yo, you might be hustling, you could make $500 in a day. Well, bro, put some of that to the side. Think about taking a flight somewhere. Like, thinking about like an adult taking you somewhere, you know, to go see some. Like, think about some trips, run up the road. Like, if you like, and these to the kids that I know from Atlantic City, yo, bro, get some bread, go take a trip to New York or take a trip to DC, to Maryland. Catch the train and, you know, put yourself out there. Like, y'all be putting yourselves in positions to have the money, but all y'all think is designer and whatever y'all seeing because of where y'all from. Nah, think bigger than that, because life is bigger than that. However, you don't even know that you could actually see more. Like, you feel me? You might not think that is that because of where you are right now, but you got the ability to go see more. You got the ability, you got the mind. You feel me? You got it all in you. So it's like,
no, that's facts. I wanted to say something before. I don't know if we're about to rap or not, but to one thing you said about like, and you said about carrying the bags. There's also a responsibility to the person that tells them to carry the bags to make sure. Because a lot of people, teams tear them down because they forget that they a team. They start treating people as workers. Hey, you're holding the bags. Just because I told you I would hold your bags, don't make me. I'm not on payroll. I ain't your flunky. I ain't this person. Like, you still got to, like, for me, it's always investing in their dreams. Like, yo, what do you want out of this? If you, like you said, if somebody want to be a rapper, all right, hold the bags. You holding the bags, get you in the room, and then I can get you a half an hour at the end of my session.
Absolutely.
And you can have that every time.
Absolutely,
But you got to be able to sit there and explain to them and then check in. Yo, all right, is this working for you still? Do you still, hey, let's pivot. Like, a lot of this is...
knuckle touch.
A lot of this is literally staying connected and staying in with your people. Like, for me, like, it's holding a meeting. Like, yo, come sit down with me. Dog, just me and you. Nobody else around. What's going on? Hey, they still, yo, you here now. But no, I'm still sit down and give you my 15 minutes to make sure I'm doing everything I can for you. And a lot of people will not hold up in that responsibility. And that will turn into hatred, envy, into that person to where they feel as though they have to try and take what you got. Because, yo, you don't even care. Like, I've been here for you, holding you down, and you forgot about me. So I just think everybody has to understand their responsibility, whether you winning or whether you not. At some point, goals will switch, things will switch, and you may need somebody at some time, and they might be it now. Hey, I just was watching Joe's podcast, and Savon, who got the job at HBO, still on the back end works for Joe Budden Pod. He said, yo, when I first started, this man assistant, he was insane. Like Joe was like, yo, I was a little draw. And they had conversations about him like snapping on him about certain things and him being able to see the vision of it though. Like, yo, I understand that, yo, you have a lot going on and this one thing going wrong got you here. So I can stay the course a little bit to work with you. And it helped him out in the long run. And it's just that idea to like, yo, if you're building something, see it through.
Right.
Like I'm not one to quit on nothing until we seen it through. If I gave it all I got, and if you decided, especially if it's your vision, your dream, you decide to stop. Well, hey, I never stopped working on mine, but I just took the time to help you with yours because hey, it's 24 hours in a fucking day. I can take a 2-minute call, a 10-minute call to like, yo, what you need, especially for a lot, like especially with this content space, because I've developed everything you may need to do something. Right. You want to get something done, call me, we can get it done, and we can figure out a way to where it works best for you. Now, for certain things, my time does cost money. Yep. But if it's you just want to get started, maybe I can give you that consultation. Maybe I can give you 15 minutes before I start the show. Where everything already set up. Hey, record, take your clip, and you got it now. Now, if you want to call me and you want to ask me how you edit it, you can. But if you want me to do all the work, then yes, there's a fee. But if you just want to learn, no, I'm never charging for that. And I'm gonna try and stick with you. There's a lot of people that, yo, once you make it, you decide that I need the better person because they're going to get me in this room. Similar like Rich Paul, people wouldn't believe that he got LeBron and what contracts he got, where LeBron's basically his GM, his coach, he's everything, whatever. He got so much control in the organization from his own agent man that started with him as a kid. Yep. And then I didn't need to go get the fucking agent of fucking Kobe. I just stuck with my guy. Yep. I stuck with my guy and we worked it out together. We figured this whole thing out, and you could do that at every aspect, every turn. Now, sometimes you might need to bring somebody in, and don't feel as a slight. If you somebody manager and they want to bring in a more talented manager just for not telling them, but yo, you just learn everything they do, and then we're gonna take him and get him out. And boom, he there for that. But some people see that hire like, oh, he trying to take my spot. No, I'm trying to get you the game because I don't know many ways other to get this to you. There's not a handbook for everything. Yep. There's not a YouTube video for everything.
No guarantee that it's even gonna work.
That's for you.
But that was great episode. I think it was needed too. Definitely needed, like especially because us as men talking about things like this and why we like to bring it to y'all. Only place y'all gonna get it here is King Status Podcast. We thank y'all for tuning in with me, Mr. Moore the King, and
EdBuck LC Playboy.
Jay Duce, what's going on?
Duce, if I do say so myself. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tune in. We thank y'all for tuning in, and remember, nobody can fit the crown that's meant for you. We'll see y'all next week.
I'm gonna see you next week, Mickey Fickies.